Welcome to Broad Ideas.
Welcome. Broad Ideas.
Broad Ideas. Welcome to Broad Ideas. You quiet?
You quiet?
You quiet?
Yeah, got your tongue?
Today we have Michael Jai White.
Whoop, whoop.
His new movie that came out recently, Outlaw Johnny Black, a Western. Who doesn't love a Western?
I love
Rob.
Western. No, I
Rob,
like
you do?
I like
You
a
do?
Western movie.
Also, he directed it and stars in it. Very impressive. And he brought his lovely wife.
Love her.
Oh my God, love her. Loved both of them. So let's get into the interview.
Sometimes when the world feels insane, you can take a little peek inside of Rachel's little brain. All these thoughts are swirling round and round inside. To join us on this journey as we take a little ride. We'll talk about dogs and kids and things. We'll talk about chicks and tampon strings. We'll talk about boys that'll make you cry. We'll talk about death, 'cause people die.
Yeah.
A
It's just a shitload of sugar. All right. Shall
Yeah,
we?
I know. Sorry, we'll just go on and on. We'll talk about Erewhon. But we're so happy to have you here. I mean, we're happy to have you both here. But I know, I feel like I just want to talk to
I
both
know.
of you.
Right.
But
I don't blame you.
it's so cool. I mean, and it's so nice to meet you guys and to meet you.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, so we have a lot to talk about. I mean, you have so much going on,
Mhm.
which is so cool. And you can talk about it, which is even cooler. So
Much cooler.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So we want to
Yeah.
hear all about the movie first.
Cool.
Let's just jump into that.
All right.
And then we have a million other questions.
Yeah, we have a million other
Certainly.
probably
that we'll get to.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, the movie's Outlaw Johnny Black, and it is reminiscent of the movies I grew up on. There was these movies circa 1971. To me, it was like a renaissance of Black movies. There were movies that were made by Sidney Poitier and Harry Belafonte, and they were family friendly, and they were these movies that had history in it, and movies like, it was called Uptown Saturday Night. I really borrowed from a movie called Buck and the Preacher, but also I pretty much do homage to the Western movie genre all across, not just the Black ones, but I mean, High Plains Drifter and Support Your Local Sheriff, which is comedy. I just love the Western genre. And I love the movie making at that time because it all had morality in the movies and the television shows. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do something for the audience of boomers and older, and also the Gen X and the next group of kids out there to see what I grew up
Right.
with. Yeah.
That's so cool, and just Westerns in general, just that whole thing. I mean, I love it. And I'm really excited to see your movie.
Yeah. I think it's time to get together and laugh
Oh my God.
please.
Please.
again. Yeah.
But also, how did that touch you in your life? Like, what compelled you to want to bring the morality into pictures for the younger generations and for everyone? Like, do you feel like that's missing? Do you feel like it impacted you in a certain way you want to give back? What was that pull for you?
Yeah, I think it's a pendulum that swings, one way, then comes back the other. I grew up on movies and television shows that really had messaging. It was so stock full of it that once TV shows did that counterculture thing, I think kind of with the start of Married with Children, they said, let's see how fun it will be to go against the family values and everything else. And then the pendulum started swinging the other direction. And so as dysfunctional as we could present a family, as dysfunctional as we could present a movie and everything else, that became the train wreck that nobody could keep their eyes off of. I think that held for a long time. And I'm hoping to try to help this pendulum swing back the other way. Because it's really nice and it's refreshing to have some messaging and actually something that speaks to our real nature.
Right.
Because we really want to get along. We really want, this time of division,
Mm.
I mean, I feel that people want an excuse to do what's in their heart.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's, the negative stuff.
Mhm.
But, my belief is people really, really want to live in harmony with each other. And so I'm trying to provide an excuse to do what's really in all of our hearts, is to really, enjoy life, celebrate what we're here to do, enjoy ourselves and have messages that we feel uplifted by.
Yeah. That's exactly.
Yeah, that's it. And especially like as parents too, like you raise kids. And how many kids do you have?
We have 5.
You have 5 kids.
Yeah.
That's a
And
lot of kids.
That's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
What's
kids.
the age range?
Well, I've got some older, like grown kids.
Okay.
And we have a grown child together. That's she's 22. Well, she's 22 now, and but we have a 14 and a 15 at home, and
Okay.
they're the last ones.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got
that's a
it.
lot of kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you started to really get pulled into wanting that message or the pendulum to swing because of being a father, or did that start before for you?
I think it's all interrelated. That's just who I am as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And the things that I've gotten out of life all point to those things. I understand how, in a capitalist society, people get monetary, value from these hot buttons and these
Mm-hmm.
these topics that can cause you to bicker.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, it's just it's human nature. It's kind of like if it bleeds, it leads. So there's been a lot of money connected to that. And me, I'm a former school teacher. I was a school teacher before I was an actor.
Yeah.
And so I do understand that when kids are at a really impressionable age, they will lock on to the voice of rebellion. That's just human nature. I don't care if it was the 50s and people slicked their hair back and, rode motorcycles and had leather jackets. In the 70s, if it was an afro or long hair being a hippie, you're going to grab onto the voice of rebellion. Unfortunately, the voice of rebellion took on this gangster type of role and took on this real coldness to other human beings. It was what was popular for a long time. And I think it's starting to slowly right itself because we see less of the gang culture nowadays. And I hope it continues to go that direction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's such an interesting point is that we grasp onto the voice of rebellion. And I feel that now how like the bridge would be for people to be rebelling against the division because
I hope that.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
Yes, yeah. You have to educate them to do that, to take that natural sense of rebellion and have them rebel against what they've been railroaded into thinking.
that's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's really powerful.
Yeah, because I mean, really, it's like social media, like that whole if it bleeds, it leads, to let kids know you're being manipulated.
That's right.
Because they know you're very impressionable at this age.
Right.
And so if they sell you all of this negativity, you're going to lock onto that.
That's right. Are your 14 and 15-year-olds on social media?
Oh, yeah. I don't know any kid that's not.
Right. Because I'm trying to figure out, my daughter's 8, and I'm trying to figure out how to keep her away from it for as long as possible. But I understand that they get to a certain age and it's inevitable.
Well, I'll share one strategic thing that's worked for me. And that's this, because there's going to be a time when your teenager is going to become rebellious. And I would tell my kids when they were like 11 and 10 and 11, when I could do no wrong and I was like the
hero.
I was the complete hero. I would drum it into their heads that there's going to be a time where you're going to disagree with anything I say. You're going to think everything I say sounds stupid, and you're going to like not want to agree with me at all. And enough for them to remember that. So when it did happen, I said, didn't I tell you there was going to be a time that and to prove me wrong, they would then agree with me.
Oh,
Whoa,
that's
the
so smart.
Yeah.
Right. So I say,
so
didn't I
smart.
tell you this? You're not going to want to, you're going to want to go because you're going to disagree with me. No. I do agree with you. So I won't go to this. And I'm like, wow, that was impressive. Like, you proved me wrong.
I gotta use that.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that worked like a charm.
That is so smart.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like key parental advice right there is to
just
reverse psychology.
Get ahead of the curve.
Yeah, get ahead of it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you were a school teacher before you switched over to acting. First, I want to know what made you do the switch, want to switch, and was acting always the thing for you? We'll start there.
I didn't know acting was a thing for me till like later because, where I grew up in Bridgeport, Connecticut, which was really a rough, impoverished kind of area, there were no actors. There was nobody in the arts where I'm from. And so, I just, I was on a line where I could have gone this other direction. I've been kind of on my own since I was 14.
Wow.
So, and experienced a lot of craziness. And so I luckily found an alternate route to honor. Luckily, I had martial arts that took me one direction as well. And then once I got to college and encountered people who were very much like me inside, and I got connected to my true nature. Because what it was is I was this artist growing up in a harsh city, and so I built armor. I didn't quite understand why I was so angry and so traumatized until later, and I realized that armor was something I did to protect myself, and deep inside I was this artist that was trapped.
Yeah.
And so once I started living my truth, I was freed. I was free to become who I really am. And, to look back, when I was in 3rd and 4th grade, I was putting on puppet shows for the school, right? Then I created the puppets. I did all the voices and everything. And when I was 10, I used to do my own short movies, Super 8 movies, and I edited them myself. And I was self-taught.
It's amazing.
And so I was doing that naturally. And nobody told me to do this. Right. So it's kind of like, you grow up and, finally straighten out in high school, start going to college and thinking I have to do all this, you gotta study either law or business and everything else. And I kept sneaking in acting classes in college.
Wow.
It's because I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
When I was teaching school, on my off days, I'm going out for acting roles. And it's like, duh. To one day I'm like, you owe it to yourself to figure this out.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing this? And so I took a leave of absence after I landed a major, theatrical role. And, then just decided to pursue the acting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here I am.
Yeah. What a journey.
Yeah. I'm making puppet shows.
You're making puppet shows.
Yeah. And didn't you work with special ed kids?
Yes. I was a special ed teacher.
Yeah. I have a special needs son with behavioral issues. So when we were looking at that, I was like, tell us everything.
Oh my goodness. I mean, in a way, I look at it as my real job because even with the stuff I do with acting, I spend a lot of time doing motivational speaking around the country.
Yeah.
That's been a gift of mine. Kids who are like me, growing up in harsh environments, and especially nowadays, my heart really goes out to them because the obstacles that they have with social media is far worse than the obstacles I had growing up.
Yeah.
It's so hard to find your way nowadays.
Yeah.
When you've got, you only used to have a village telling you, no, do this, no, do this. Now you've got, oh my goodness, you got a whole world telling you this is the right thing to do. And it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really tough for kids nowadays. And, I always want to encourage them and sometimes trick them into finding out who they really are. Because beyond all the noise, you got to figure out who you are.
Yeah.
And that's really freedom. I mean, true success is living your intended life. You
That's
know?
right.
And so with me, I didn't know. And there was nobody to tell me that, hey, man, do you realize you're always doing these creative stuff? And, and when I used to recount stories to my friends, they would stop me and say, hey, man, you sounded exactly like so-and-so.
Oh, yeah.
Like you just became that person. I'm like, really? I didn't know I was naturally acting.
Right.
So these are the things that, I want people to find out who they are without learning what they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's exhausting, right? I feel like there's so much information of like, here's how you should think. This is the right way. This is the wrong way. And then it's opposed against all these other beliefs. And it's really hard to decipher what's real for someone. And I feel like children can't do that without the space and the experiences, right? Like you having, for whatever reason, you had the opportunity to sneak out and go to acting class. And think of how many other guys in your situation didn't. And how many guys are trapped in those types of lifestyles that if they could have only gotten to the acting class or anything that spoke to their soul, how many more people we could free, right?
Yeah. It's really, I remember when I was in college and I was in a speech class and I did an assignment that I created. It was about how do we know what we really want to do? And it's kind of like I pointed out the fact that we live from event to event to event. And then we graduate and then you get married and then you start living from your children's event to event to event. When does it stop? When do you spend enough time to step back and find out who you are? And I remember I did that and I got a B on that presentation. That later turned into an A because the teacher said my speech was so effective that 4 people dropped out the next week.
Whoa.
And I'm like, whoa, really?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
So because I talked about how do you know?
Right.
How do you know?
So it really resonated.
It affected
what the hell do you know about life? And it was advocating stepping aside and finding out who we are before we run ourselves into a trap.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
So powerful.
That's insane, really.
Is that what, when you go around and you're doing you're speaking, your motive, is it basically this basis of that?
Oh, no. That just happened to be something that was on my mind at that time. But things are connected to like being, finding your true self.
Yeah.
And like navigating around all the obstacles. So yeah, I do speak to kids, especially kids who are like me, who were trapped in environments that kind of, you see one thing in the inner city, you have to, there's a game face that you're forced to put on. And one thing that's very sad is this culture that's gotten so pervasive is that there are rappers out there. This rap culture just dominated. They're so pervasive that these rappers who were really nice guys, that if you look back and see it now, oh yeah, this gangster rapper is really a nice guy.
Yeah.
That's influenced a bunch of kids to pick up guns instead of books. This is a tragedy.
Yeah, it is.
And the rappers themselves could say, "Oh, I'm no parent." Fact is, you're a role model.
Right.
In fact, these rappers became rappers because somebody influenced them.
Right.
And so, yeah, maybe there are a lot of people who know the difference between art and reality, and like adults should. But again, when kids are impressionable, what are they going to do? Because they believe you. Yeah. They believe that you're, ready to pick up a gun and whatever. I remember when I was a teacher, one time I was leaving, this is an indelible image for me. I saw this kid, he's leaving the school grounds. He takes his books and hides his books in his shirt and, cinches it up right? And changes his whole look and starts walking down the street looking real gangster-ish. He had to hide the fact that he was going to get educated. You imagine that?
Absolutely.
I mean,
I kind of did that a little bit myself.
yeah.
I swiped duplicate books so nobody would see me leave school with books because I would have my assignment, but I'd go home and I'd have that same book.
Yep.
So that's an amped up version of what I had to do.
Broad Ideas is supported by Lumi. Pumpkin spice lattes, freshly picked apples, terrible BO. Let's face it, summer isn't the only time we get body odor, okay? We can get just as smelly under our favorite fall sweaters. That's why I'm excited to tell you about Lumi Whole Body Deodorant for pits, privates, and beyond. Lumi Deodorant was created by an OBGYN who discovered odor isn't just an underarm thing. It's an all-over thing. So she developed Lumi, a pH-optimized deodorant that's clinically proven to control your odor everywhere for up to 72 hours. So fall can just be fresh. It's a whole-body deodorant, the first of its kind. Lumi is seriously safe to use anywhere on your body. Pits, underboobs, thigh folds, belly buttons, butt cracks, vulvas, and feet. You heard it here first. So what I like is that it's literally safe to use anywhere. I mean, belly button, is it stinky? Not anymore. Lumi Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get $5 off a Lumi Starter Pack with code IDEAS at LumiDeodorant.com. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack when you visit LumiDeodorant.com and use code IDEAS. Broad Ideas is supported by Quince. Even though my closet was overflowing with clothes, I felt like I never had anything to wear. Then I found Quince and have finally given my closet the upgrade we both desperately needed. I've built out a capsule wardrobe with iconic pieces that can be styled for any occasion. Quince creates timeless classics that never go out of style. You'll have them in your closet forever, which makes putting together that outfit way easier. Quince has all the capsule wardrobe must-haves, like 100% Mongolian cashmere sweaters from $50, suede and leather jackets and silk blouses and dresses. Here's the kicker. All Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. I love my sweaters from Quince. Seriously, every time I want to go out, I don't even have to think about it. I put one on and they're so cute. Take the drama out of planning an outfit and upgrade your closet with Quince today. Go to quince.com/ideas for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/ideas and get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/ideas.
But yeah, so it's just far worse in those communities. And, I want to encourage those kids to look, it's kind of like, again, you're at your most impressionable, you're at you're the voice of rebellion, but it's not like there's something wrong with them. They're doing what everyone has done.
100%.
Yeah. And, even kids from great households feel like they have to adopt this gangster lifestyle.
Right.
Well, it's also everything, right? Like you are what you eat. You are the common denominator of what you surround yourself with. It's a coping mechanism to stay alive, right? Like it's in your DNA to be part of the village. So if you're witnessing that the village is hard, is a gangster rapper, uses guns, even if there's a part of you that wants to rebel against it, it's a survival tactic.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
So how do you encourage them to rebel against that and have the confidence or even the courage to do so when they've never seen that modeled?
Well, yeah, because you have to present an alternative. Like, luckily, I saw some alternatives. My life was changed leaving a gang fight one day, right? Cops came and we scattered. I was on a bicycle and I found myself lost in a neighborhood I had not been to before. I cut through woods and all kinds of different things. And I found myself in a neighborhood that these houses that was built around this lake. I didn't know this lake even existed. Really not far from where I was, right near the projects. And I saw this young Black couple moving into a house, and they looked like they didn't have a care in the world. Both attractive, both, they had this station wagon type of thing and a U-Haul thing, and they were just taking things into this house. And I'm like, and I remember the house had a pool you could see the little sliding board that goes in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched them in awe, like probably for about an hour or so.
Wow.
And that opened up something in me. And I was like, that's what I want to be.
Mm.
That's exactly who I want to be. And the image I had before that was this guy who was a gangster who had all this respect in town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because he used to have machine guns in his car. And so that's who everybody looked up to. But the truth was shown to me, and I'm going, that's why I'm angry.
Mm.
Because I haven't seen this.
Wow.
This is what speaks to me.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, this is what I became.
I was thinking that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so from that moment on, I've been in search of what I have now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
It's so beautiful.
It's just the truth.
It's moving though.
But when people see the truth, it opens something up.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of this other stuff just doesn't jive because the human animal is not supposed to live that way.
Right.
Mm-mm.
So that's one of the things, and that's why I think it's very important having messaging in your art,
Yeah.
especially coming from where I come from. I don't expect that to come from many other people who, in this industry, I've had a unique background, and I think it's incumbent of me to share that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a duty now.
But how about what led you to be in front of that house they were moving in? Like when you trace the steps of like that happened, the fight got broken up, you had to flee, you got lost, like all the things that lead to these moments in your life, that are like.
That's a movie in my life.
Right.
That is a moment. That really, if I didn't have that image, I don't think I'd be here right
now.
Wow.
It's so powerful.
It's so crazy. And
it is.
And also like what I hear is the most important, and tell me if this fits for you, is integrity. Because integrity especially as an artist and with messaging, like on this show, our whole purpose is to bring conversations like this. We want to know what it's like to be human. How do we do it? How do we help others be human? And you're never going to come here and hear gossip or shit talking other people or putting other people down. And that's our integrity, right? And I feel like there's been a whole industry which has been out of integrity for so long.
Right.
Absolutely. And that's one of the reasons I even made this movie. In the Western genre, we had stars that were made of something different. I guarantee you, those people who did those movies, they had such integrity. They were made of, they've gone through something. And you can't hide when your eyes are this big on a screen. You can't hide your nature.
Right.
And, the Lee Van Cleefs and Charles Bronsons and Barbara Stanwicks, all of those people, they were made of something that you couldn't take your eyes off of. That's why a lot of Westerns today don't work, because you got people cast that feel like they just stepped out of Starbucks. Right? And so it doesn't match up with the harshness of that lifestyle back then. I think Taylor Sheridan's doing a really great job.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I was going to ask
showing
what you
integrity
thought of
and characters
that
are just full-fledged. And he's being rewarded from that. And for this movie, I made sure that I had people who felt like they had that timeless quality.
And that have been through something.
Yes.
They could really play on that level where they have something to give.
Yeah, people, instinctually, we know deeper than you think, really, because you look at someone and it's hard to hide who you really are.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard, especially when people are sharp. Yeah. So,
right.
So I've got, in this movie, I've got extraordinary people who happen to be actors.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's the thing too,
Mm-hmm.
is that so much of the acting now, like you said, Taylor Sheridan's doing an incredible job, but like there are a lot of roles now being filled based on someone's followers or based on,
I run into
as opposed to who they are as an actor, their talent, their gifts, what they can bring to a piece. But it sounds to me like you care more about those elements than you do anything else.
I absolutely do. And I should know better. Right. There are people who, things that balance themselves out. You want to cast it for people who are popular. Well, you get what you deserve. Right. Ultimately, so don't wonder why there's a lack of quality there or critics may be hammering you. I wanted to make the best movie I possibly could. And and that meant I didn't care about the popularity or followers of someone. So it turns out that the best people for this movie were people who responded to the script, know? And if I had $50 million to do the same movie, it would ultimately wind up the same cast.
I love that.
Yeah. It's so admirable, to really stick to it. And I think it's a lot of the, issues with.
Well, the one way I think about it is, if you're doing a movie, my goodness, it's like you have a village. Everybody are like, they're like these misfits from all over the world and in the country that left home and joined the circus.
That's it.
And
right?
And got a chance to make a living at it. That is amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't feel that there's any room on one of my sets for bickering or anything negative when you've got that going.
Yeah.
All these people who are outstanding at what they do and they have integrity. And one of the things I'm most proud of is that on this set, the gaffers and grips and all these people who normally don't give a damn about the movie.
Yeah.
They were asking for scripts.
Oh my God.
They were into it and they wanted to.
So cool.
Because they were really, taken.
Yeah.
By what was going on. And they said that this is the first time they've invited their children to set.
No way.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that says a lot. Though.
Yeah.
You know that as a parent, that you're not inviting your children anywhere toxic. Or
But that, my wife, she's the one that told me about that people are coming to her and just saying that they love the environment on the set. And that's something I'm really proud of.
You should be. Creating that space and all of that for like the whole family you've brought together to make something is an amazing quality to have. And like for you to be the leader and to just set the bar. I think it's so admirable. I can't say it enough.
Yeah.
It's huge.
It's really, we're really blessed to be able to do that and make a living at it. And if somebody's going to leave their house to work on something, I want it to be something that they're going to be really proud of.
Yeah.
And I really feel like we got that. The reviews have been tremendous.
Congratulations.
Made me really blush. But one of the things that kind of sticks to me more than anything is that when I had the first test screening, right, early on, I had a screening and a producer who came to the screening called me the next day and said, after I left your screening, I called my mom. And we hadn't spoken in 8 years. But because of your screening, I looked at things a little differently. And we're putting things behind us and we're getting together.
Oh my God.
That's healing.
When he told me that, I said, well, I'm doing something right.
Well,
and so if somebody, a Hollywood producer who's, jaded to some degree and has seen all kinds of
Sure.
movies, and if that can cause this man to reach out and, kind of clean up something in his life, I feel very confident that there's going to be others that get those same messages.
My
It's
God.
healing,
Yeah,
right?
it
So it's
is.
like all the through lines through your life point me to think that you're a healer, right? When it's teaching, where it's the martial arts,
Yeah, I want to know
when
about
directing, acting, all of those things, basically you're a storyteller.
I say I'm a servant.
Right.
It's all about service to others. We're entertainers. One of my favorite quotes is Samuel Clemens' quote, where he says, "Two most important days of your life is the day you were born and the day you find out why."
Oh yeah, I've heard that one.
Yeah. And so knowing why, what I'm here for, that really puts everything in perspective. And, so I understand people are kind of conditioned to see my position as like, oh, wow, it's just kind of bells and whistles and everything else. But no. I mean, I'm a servant, I'm not very comfortable with all the fanfare and stuff, but like that just comes with the territory. Right. But I'm here to, if I don't make your life better, I don't serve my purpose.
Right.
Really.
Yeah.
Did you have a mentor?
I borrowed mentors.
Okay, because I'm like, I'd love to just know what your take on is. How did you get this character that you are? Because you have incredible character. So where did that come from? Is it through martial arts? Is it through, like, where did you look to get this type of?
I think I'm very fortunate because, wow, like I said, I could have gone another direction quite easily. And that would have truly been sadness. Because I know a lot of people who don't have the opportunity to get to straighten their life or have less of an opportunity to do that. But yeah, I would borrow things that, there might be someone that influences me here. And the confidence of this person and that person. Like growing up, I looked at, there was a guy named Jim Brown, who was one of the most dominant football players, but he was very cerebral and dominantly physical. And then I would see Arnold Schwarzenegger and his confidence. And there was something about that guy. And I would take pieces of these type of things but then it's just like I've always had the yearning for clarity, and because I grew up frustrated about a lot of things. And I just wanted to, clarity. I wanted to find the truth in all things. And, I think I'm very fortunate because, I just adopted my own philosophies and things that just seems to work for me. Like one being, I do something for the future every day of my life. And once that's done, I live in the moment. And that's served me well because there's something I learned from growing up in the hood. There's a beauty to that. There is a
gotta
beauty.
Be present.
There's a beauty that sometimes gets the best of people because, there are folks who live in the moment and it's like they're drinking from the river. The friendships and the relationships are of the best quality that I've ever seen. So that influences me. But of course, the downside is sometimes that lifestyle doesn't lend to thinking about the future, right? And so, you go to the other lifestyles where people are very highly functioning in business and what have you. They're the other end of the spectrum where they will live their lives, business and, having all these accolades and trappings and then not enjoy life.
Right.
And that's no life to live. Going saying what people think is successful and, drumming that in your head all the time, that narrative.
Right.
And then how happy are you?
Mm-hmm.
What quality of friendships and relationships do you really have?
Mm-hmm.
So it's really, it points to we can all learn from each other.
Mm-hmm.
Look at every extreme.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, these things were kind of made clear to me.
Yeah.
And the fact that I realized that one day when I knew I was following what's in my heart, and I realized I'd already won. It wasn't, it wasn't about, if I get, discovered or anything.
Right.
It's like I'm following what's in my heart. I'm following what I want to do.
How freeing is that? You know?
And then I would go into auditions and I didn't laugh at the director's jokes or anything. I didn't care. I had no stress about like if I'm cast or not.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I came in with an attitude of, I know they probably want it like this, but I'm going to do it this way.
Good for you.
Because that's what I want.
Yeah.
I'm going to present to them something that, I'm going to present them me, and there's no other me.
Right.
So, or, my take on a character, I looked at it as like, I come in as an independent contractor.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, I'm going to, like, if I'm doing your floors, I'm going to start with that, and I'm going to take a lunch break at this time, and I'm going to finish. So nothing was personal.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
That's hard though.
That is.
That is really, really hard.
Well, they really can't reject you, can they?
No, but it can
if you're
feel
playing
like
Martha,
it.
if you're playing Martha, I'm playing Malik or whatever.
Yeah.
They can reject the Malik, and I don't know why.
Right.
It could be cast already for all I know. I don't care.
Right.
Like when my agent says you have a callback for what thing? What is that? I won't remember what it is because it's just my job was going in there and I'm going to, as a contractor, I'm going to do this that way,
Right.
And then because they can't reject me, they don't know me.
Yeah, but what that is right there is you deciding I won't reject me. So then you become unrejectable, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when we put our power in other people's hands to be rejected, we're really rejecting ourselves. We're going, oh, they're right.
True.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
But
there's going to be a voice if it's there anyway. If you have a voice of doubt, you're going to find ways to feed that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But I really felt that the reality of the situation is they don't know me. I mean, they really
don't.
Like the movie that changed my career. I played Mike Tyson, and I went in for these auditions, and it came down to like it was a big deal at the time, and they had flown people from all over, and the people auditioning were going in and out. They're like there was 3 scenes to prepare for. And so it was like 8 final people.
Mm-hmm.
One guy go in, he comes right out 3 minutes later. In, out. And I was the last to go in. And I get in there and they tell me, okay, we're just going to do this one scene. Oh, okay, cool. I do the one scene. They go, all right, now do the second scene. And then they had me do the third scene. And they're like, wow, how do you really have a good, they start talking to me. And the director mentions that he saw a film that I did, a short that I had done. And now they're talking to me about the short, and we're talking about like, college, all kinds of different things. My background, I'm in there for 25 minutes.
Wow.
Right? And so when I leave, I'm feeling really good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you are.
everybody's like, like this guy's been in there all day.
Yeah.
And they said, well, thank you, everyone. And so I'm pretty confident. I go home. I get a call from the casting director. And they said, Mike is going to continue. They haven't made the decision. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And he said, do me a favor. If this goes on, if you are called back again, because this was supposed to be the final callback.
Right.
Said, if this goes any longer, don't talk. Don't talk in the room. I said, what? What are you talking about? He said, they freaked out, Mike. They said, there's no way that guy could play Mike Tyson. He is far too intelligent. He is nothing like Mike Tyson. I said, wait a second. What about the audition part? Yeah, it's like they conveniently forgot that you were convincing as Mike Tyson, and they started talking to you, Mike. And they said, no, people are going to see right through this. He is no way like Mike Tyson. Talk about pissing me off.
It's pissing me off. I mean,
this is true. And so they said, look, we're rooting for you, Mike. Don't talk anymore.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
So because within them, they want to cast the guy that they think is the character.
He's the person.
Right.
Forget about this thing called acting.
Right.
And intelligence to study a character and deliver
it. And I'm talking to them to let them know, I'm not really going to bite you. You're safe with me. I get the acting.
You're going to have that
because like the director said,
man,
I put together a film that he's impressed by, that I edited, I wrote, directed, and everything else.
Oh my God.
But they're like, oh, no way. He's not going to be
just
convincing
as you.
Mike Tyson. And so as it went on, I'd come in the room like, I'm going to tear your head off. And I didn't have to really act that part.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I'm already
there.
Yeah, I'm like,
there's no method
so
acting.
I eventually got the role, but it taught me a lesson that they don't need to know who you are. Sometimes it's worse. So then if like I had an audition for like, say if I'm playing some, crazed person.
Yeah.
They say, how you doing today? I'm like, I'm good. At the park.
So you just were
whatever. I would just be the character.
Yeah, you're just in character.
Because like, screw you people. You don't.
Yeah.
So it's.
That's such an interesting story,
it's
though.
Really interesting
and eye-opening.
I see it. I saw a twist too, because I thought you were going to take away something different, but you took away the exact opposite of what I thought you were going to say. Is that they don't need to see you, and I think that is a huge.
They don't have the access. They don't need to know who I truly am because they're judging me as soon as I walk in the room.
Yeah.
So I walk in the room as the damn character.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're limited. They're limited into their thinking.
Yeah.
There's an assigned imagery that I've had to fight through my entire life because even friends go, well, try to describe you to a friend of mine, and I couldn't do it. I'm like, why? They said, well, because you're like, you could be the calmest person in the room or the most animated. You can be the funniest, the most serious. I've been a walking dichotomy my entire life. But that works in my position as a producer and director and what have you. We went to a comedy club one time and this comedian joked about me and he gave me the name. He said, you're Denzel Van Schwarzenhart. Which was like kind of like, I was like, wow, that's kind of impressive because, for the obvious, like I'm part of all those different worlds. Leading Denzel-ish quality, whatever, Van Damme, Swartz and the muscle stuff, and then Kevin Hart, the comedy stuff. But, but that serves to confuse people because they're used to people being, fit on one shelf, and that's the shelf you belong on.
Right.
Don't confuse anybody by doing something else. Like, I remember one time when I was at a national martial arts tournament, competing, and it was in a concert hall, and they had a piano covered, and I sat at the piano, and I lifted it, and there was an audience that was there, and they just started laughing till I started playing. Because they didn't know I played classical.
Oh
you
my
know,
God.
for years. And so it's just like, there you go, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good luck at, you know, kind of, you know, your assigned imaging. So you kind of confuse a bit, huh?
Right.
But that's been my entire life. That's why it's, you know, it's great that I'm doing this. You know, so this acting and writing and, you know, producing,
Yeah.
it's just comfortable for me.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes it's not comfortable when I'm just acting.
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
that.
I get that.
Yeah. And it's because I'm thinking, I'm in my trailer and I'm thinking,
Yeah.
oh shoot, did they remember that the sun is going to be on, and they better get these shots first,
Right.
because we can recreate the sunlight against the building. Let me go run out and tell them. You know what I mean? Oh, thanks, Mike. We didn't think about that, because the fact is, like, say if I'm doing an action movie, most directors have shot maybe 5 action movies,
Mm-hmm.
but I've been on the set of 80.
Right.
So there's a lot of things that I've experienced.
Yeah.
And, you know, it just doesn't go over my head. I pocket these things.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can't turn off my producer and actor brain
Right.
Right.
when I'm just the actor.
Right. That's such a lucky thing for them to have, because you can do that.
Yeah. And plus, you know, again, we all, you know, we join the circus. And
Yeah.
if I can, I want everybody to really, like, be glad that they came to set.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's such it's such a blessing to be able to do this and make a living at it.
Right.
It is.
Yeah.
I know. And then when you work, I'm sure you've been around some people on some sets and you're just like, how? Like, you know, because people
Yeah.
can be difficult, unappreciative, ungrateful, assholes. You know,
Yeah.
you get a whole mix.
Yeah. And then really, when I look at that, I go, wow, I don't even wish them any harm, because they are their own, like, punishment.
Right.
Like, people who are that way,
Right.
I haven't met anybody with an inflated ego who was happy.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So I can't
Yeah.
wish anything bad on them.
Right.
They're
Worse
already
than who
suffering
they are,
it.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
They
like
have
I
to
just
live
go,
with
oh,
that.
well, that sucks that you have to be that way.
Right. So how did martial arts, like, come into your life? How did that all start?
Insecurity, to be honest with you. Yeah, I was a very insecure kid growing up, harsh environment, you know. I'd go into tears if there was a stray dog. I'd give that dog my last, you know, food or what, and like wondered what in the hell's wrong with me, because it was again, like, I had the heart of an artist. My brother is an engineer. Things rolled off of him. It didn't.
It's fine.
Things didn't affect him at all. Like,
Water off a
so-
duck.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, wait a second, which one of us is crazy?
Mm.
You know? And so I was volatile. Like, things affected the hell out of me, you know? And so, you know, it's like, you know how, like, people kind of grow up and you could blame everything on your parents?
Mm-hmm.
And I used to do that, and you know, because that was accepted. Because you could say, oh, I'm this way because of this.
Mhm.
You know, my father was a Rolling Stone. He was, womanizer. He was a gangster. He did all of this. Now, if I was a gangster, I could say, oh, it's because my father was.
Mm-hmm.
If I was the opposite of a gangster, I could say it's because my father was.
Right.
Right? So when do we take the responsibility that it's us?
Mm.
You know, we can find who we are bouncing off of other stimuli, but really it comes down to, this is who I am.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's sad when people will attribute things to their parents and think that that's all the work that needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, well, my father was like this. And then everybody will go, oh, you poor thing. Your work is done here. No.
No, your work just
No.
started.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
begun. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, but I think it's so cool that you found that outlet, though,
Mhm.
with your insecurity and with everything else, like
Yeah.
with martial arts, and even in with your, you know, drama classes or acting classes, you know, and you found your way to those things.
I'm so lucky.
Yeah.
You are.
You know, that's why I really feel like it wouldn't make sense unless I gave back or, really committed to, talking to the at-risk kids. Because how many people, how many actors have gotten to where I got to who have probably been next to 12 shootouts and been shot and things that I've experienced that you only see on movies, and I think that's one of the reasons I continue to be the happiest person I know. It's because I remember those other things. I look at my life from 12-year-old me and I'm like, oh my God, you need to be slapped if you complain. And one of the things I'm happy about is like, well, one of our daughters, we were talking, and like our daughter Morgan is basically, I forgot how it came up, but she's like, she's never seen me upset. She's never seen me.
What?
Like raise your voice or anything like that?
She's never seen, and in fact, one like, what was that? It was right around April Fool's. I forgot why we did it, but my wife and I, oh, this was sad. I feel kind of, ashamed of what we did. We said,
say it.
Oh man, like, yeah, it was kind of bad. We came into the house and kind of act like we were having an argument, just to see what would they say if we had, like, because we just think about, like, there are people who deal with this all the time,
Right?
And one thing I don't like to say very much is that, like, we've known each other 27 years and we really had maybe 3 kind of arguments. Like,
That's incredible.
What?
That's happened. That's been like, it's ended in laughter, like half an hour later.
Really?
Yeah, we really, it's not like,
all right, we need to know the secret.
I need to know
the
what your
magic,
signs are.
like,
I
yeah.
need to know
we
what
need to
your
know
sign-
everything.
When are your birth dates? I'm just curious. Capricorn, what are you?
I'm Scorpio, and I'm,
okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, but I love learning. I'm an empathetic person, but I have a philosophy of I will prove the person right before I prove them wrong. If I'm debating, or if there's something that, there's 2 different sides, if I can listen and I can explain your side of it to your satisfaction, and I understand, well, then you're open into my side of it, because you no longer feel like you have to, get my understanding of it, and also anything traumatic or a lot of misconceptions start from an emotional place, and any anger that you have with something, there's a question that's asked, like what, when, why, how. Like if you're in a traffic jam, you're like, what the, how? Everything's a question, right? And so, say you get to the end of the traffic jam, there's an accident. Well, are you mad anymore? No. You see that there's logical reason. Now, how many traffic jams does it take before you realize it's not a conspiracy against you? There's a logical reason.
Right.
And if you concern yourself with the reason instead of the emotion, you might find no reason for the emotion.
Oh, wow.
And that just works along a lot of,
yeah, I'm like, can I do
things.
that?
Yeah. So if there's like, someone is short on you about something or someone, and there's probably a reason there. Concern yourself with the reason, not the fact that what they did was illogical.
Right.
Somebody, I get to a red light and somebody calls me an asshole. I'm not going to think, all the good things I've done, how is this person going to call me that? I'm going to be like, whoa, oh no, why do you say that? Oh, you cut me off back there. Oh, shoot, I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
Accountability.
You know what I mean? It's that simple.
Right.
There's usually a reason for all these different things. And so looking at a lot of things that way, I don't really find a lot of reasons to become angry.
Wow.
Because it's like, it's just that way.
Yeah.
There are some assholes and feel sorry for them, but usually that's not really what you're dealing with.
Right.
And I've had amazing conversations with people that you would never think that I would have amazing conversations and learn things from.
I believe it.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just because I'm not threatened. Somebody could tell me you're this and I'm like, wow, okay. I know I'm not. Why do you think that? And so it's pretty easy with us. I love her more than life itself. So this thing.
This is just so.
No, but
she's electric.
It's
by the way.
Yeah,
like absolutely electric.
No, but the truth is, she was a better person than me. That's the truth. And so to have a successful relationship with her, I had to become the man that she deserved. Right? No, that's just the truth.
Hearing it is just.
So that, fortunately, just looking at the truth. And if I didn't do that, I would have sabotaged everything. And we wouldn't have the life that we have. So, I mean, I had to become the guy that she'd be out of her mind not to have. And so we both got better.
Yeah.
And so we have this 2-person cult that's just, yeah.
2-person cult.
It is amazing.
It is amazing.
And we're
27 years. I mean, that's a long time. You guys have known each other.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, like we normally don't like to tell people that we don't have arguments because
people are always like, oh, if you don't fight.
It sounds like we're trying to impress people.
No. Wait, how did your daughter react to the joke of you arguing?
Oh,
that's what I want to know. I know. I'm not going to let that. I'm like, wait.
She was so mad at us.
Oh, when she found out it was a joke, you mean?
Because she's never seen us argue.
Oh
she's never.
gosh.
And so, yeah, it was bad. She really let us have it.
Oh,
she did not fight. Do the siblings fight?
Oh, well, siblings always.
Of course,
good.
Yeah. But what an example you're setting for your kids to see this beautiful relationship.
Yeah, our 22-year-old gave us the greatest compliment when she was like, what? She was 14 or something at the time. Yeah, 13. She says, "What did she say? You're my relationship goal."
She said you guys are #relationship goal.
Oh,
yeah.
For 13, that's very yeah.
But we say all the time, more is caught than taught.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely. They're going to do what they see.
That's
not
right.
necessarily what you say.
Yep.
And so, because their lives are so much more important than ours, it's about us adhering and doing the discipline things. Things we discipline ourselves, and then they follow suit. Like if I had to work out, and I'm like, they got past me, and I'm like, and they see Dad getting up, and it's like, I'm going to the gym. I don't want to do it,
right?
But I said I would, and so they're like, oh, that's what you do.
That's what you do,
right? Mm-hmm. We talk about that a lot, like how you put things and what language you use and everything with kids. Because I forget who do I always quote when they're like, "Oh, I get to go to work." Like it's like it's not that I have to. Sometimes I do it because it's like habit.
Kristen Bell.
Mm-hmm.
Kristen was saying that. But I was like, you get so into the habit of like, mommy has to go to work. I'm sorry, I don't want to leave you. And it's like, wait, you have to spin it. So then they're brought up to believe like this is all a positive thing. And you're doing it for the positive reasons. And
like when I would do movies in foreign locales or whatever, I always made a point that at the last week of filming, I fly the family out. And so what would happen is that, you're at this place and now you've kind of got the lay of the land. You've got kind of carte blanche in places. You know what restaurants to go to. You know what places to see. So you bring the family out and they get a chance to experience it.
That's so cool.
And so every time Dad gets a job, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
It's positive.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you do that. Little things like you can do, like, kind of get ahead of the curve.
You get ahead of the curve a lot.
Yeah. One of the things that I share with the head of the curve thing that I was really happy about is that what I would do with the whole FaceTime thing, I would FaceTime with the kids when I'm in the house with them, right? Normally, just naturally do that a lot. And so we talk and we're just rooms apart. And so when I was gone, right?
It was like you were in the next
it's like
room.
I'm still there.
Oh, I
That's
love
so
that.
sweet.
Because we forget that they're growing up in a different age.
Right.
They sure are.
So yeah, I know. I'm like, this is the Jetsons, and I'm talking on, you know. So, but that's just commonplace for them.
Right.
So my daughter has a question or something or funny idea or whatever. If I'm on set and that phone rings, everybody knows, shut it down. Because,
You're gonna
because I want to encourage her to feel like I'm in the next room.
Oh, that's
You know what I mean? Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. So that's the thing. That's, I don't want to, have this thing to where I'm out of pocket. I'm out of sight.
away.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I feel like you're a miracle. I do. I mean that
It's
genuinely.
So, yeah.
I genuinely
No, what a
feel
beautiful example,
No, it's just these things that work for me. I mean,
Yeah, but you came to play. Like you can tell you take your life seriously, right? That you have thought behind everything and that you're really intentional, and it's inspiring. And I feel like you said, you're lucky. I feel like you really are.
I am.
Do you have any sort of like spiritual foundation? Is there like any kind of higher power for you in your life?
I borrow from a lot of things.
Just like your mentors. You're just borrowing.
I borrow from a lot of things.
Yeah.
Even though the movie, this has a lot of faith-based stuff in this movie, but I mean, you could find inspiration from the Boy Scout motto.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, there's so many things you can pull from.
Right.
And that's the thing. It's like, I learn and borrow from cultures.
Yeah.
And that's,
right.
Don't limit yourself in your mind and your world.
Yeah. And all the traveling, I'm sure you've been exposed to so many different things and people and beliefs and, just from work and all of that.
Yeah.
So
a meaning machine. You can extract meaning from anything that you encounter.
Oh yeah. And I just love learning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love learning. That's why I always say, like, if I'm wrong, then I learn something.
Right.
So I look forward to being wrong. And that's another thing about with my wife and I. There's no ego. And so nobody's trying to protect themselves or, kind of like be shamed because they're wrong. Nobody, who cares?
What?
You know what I mean? So there's no tension.
I want to grow up in your household.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got to give lessons on.
Yeah, no, it's so cool. And I want to know how you guys met.
We met at a club.
Oh,
what club?
It was a friend of ours, Dave Brown. Yeah, he's a party promoter, and he's he's best friends with Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
He threw a party, and so I would go out, and I feel like I was always this undercover person who always looked for the one.
Yeah.
Right. Really. And but my presentation might look like the guy that's about town, right? And so, I went out and, her friend, she had a friend that was very vivacious and, kind of showed all of her attributes in a way. And she was one of these people that, just it gets the guy, that type of person. And she was very friendly. And I looked around to her friend, who was every bit as gorgeous, but not showing it to the world, and was much more reserved and really was genuine and had this energy about her. And so I just kind of made my way around, talked to her, because there's this other person that, that to me, we jived with, and we danced all night.
Did?
Yeah.
Oh. Is it like, do you guys have, you love to dance. Do you guys have a song, and did it come from that night at the club dancing?
There's too many songs that we danced. Yeah.
I'm trying to get like, okay, what was like, that's so cool.
I mean, so that was
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. I mean, I still had to grow up and, kind of, slay my dragons.
You said like, yeah.
And then, become, like I said, the guy who deserved it. And so, but here we are.
27 years later.
Yeah.
Gosh, this
Fun.
whole thing, like you guys, your story, everything is just so inspiring and like it's just such a beautiful, I don't know, everything. Like
thank
I
you,
just,
thank you.
look up to you, both of you so much. And what an example you're setting for your children. And it's so admirable.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you for having us.
We're so excited to see your movie.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. So I encourage a lot of people to go out and see it.
Yeah.
I think it's time we should all laugh together and
Yeah,
realize
agreed.
how much we have in common with each other.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We really do.
We really do.
And I
Yeah.
think it takes seeing the world that way. It's not a bunch of shitty people. There's good people
Mhm.
all the time, everywhere. And we need to not be so against each other. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laughter can do that.
Yeah. And I want to share this message of forgiveness.
Mm.
Because there's things that in history that we can learn from, but we can also put those things in its place and move on.
Mm.
Yeah.
So that's the overlying message of the film, and the one that I was so happy that producer grasped onto.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope to have more reactions from the audience like that.
I bet you
Absolutely.
will.
Yeah.
I see it.
Mm.
The vision is there.
Yeah.
I'm going to call my mom that I haven't called in 8 minutes. No.
I was like, whoa, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
so
having me.
much. And I'm
for-
glad you were here too.
Yeah,
Even though,
Yeah, seriously. I know.
Yeah,
I was
but
like,
your
we need a
energy's
mic.
here with
I
us,
know,
and
you
it's
were
really
here with us.
special to be able to
Absolutely.
witness.
Really, truly. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
And we can tell you're not lying about all of the arguments and stuff because we're looking right at your wife and she's agreeing the whole
Right.
time.
Yeah.
The proof right there.
We got the proof.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so
yeah.
much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you guys.
All right.
Yes. Guys, we just shared tacos.
We did.
Did we?
I don't.
We
we
didn't
ate
share. We shared in eating tacos.
We each took a bite of each taco and then passed it
Pass
it
the
around.
taco.
Yeah.
No,
There's
we
a game,
didn't.
Pass the Burrito. Have you ever played that?
No, what's that?
No, it's an actual like board game.
It's like a kid's game.
It's fun.
Hmm.
You get like pelted with like squishy actual burrito that comes with the game.
Hmm.
Anyways.
Anywho.
Okay, guys,
Cool.
what's new?
I don't know. It's with you guys.
I have something.
Oh,
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Is it
Rachel's
the
bringing
side part?
something.
There's the side part. So Briar is learning an instrument and she chose the guitar, right?
Yeah.
So we went to get her a guitar for her lessons and she got a really cute guitar. And I was in the acoustic guitar room,
Where did you go?
Guitar Center. And I was like, I looked at other places, but they didn't have a half-size guitar. That's what she needed.
Well, you figure Guitar Center is probably a good place to get guitars.
I've heard.
It's in the name.
Yeah.
And so we were in the acoustic room and I'm looking at these guitars and I'm like, this one's really cute. Okay. And it says, why are you guys looking?
Because I don't know where this is going.
This
Feeling
dog
weird.
is just slobbering all over itself. into
Gertie
the
is
mic.
making a special appearance. Little Gert squirt. And I was like, oh, and it was in the section it says used. So it was not expensive and it was cute. It's a 3/4 size guitar, which is smaller, and I'm small. And I was like, you know what? It'd be really fun if like I got a guitar too. I'm gonna have one, but like this little one, because it seemed appropriate for me. And I can learn while Briar's learning. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna buy myself this guitar. So we go and Briar gets her guitar and then I go to pay for my guitar. And they're like, okay, you can pick it up in 2 weeks. And I was like, I have to wait 2 weeks for my guitar. I was like, it's right here. Like, why can't I take it? And they're like, well, there's a police hold on it. And I was like, wait, what? They're like, there's a police hold on it.
You tried to buy a haunted guitar?
They're like, there's a police hold on it, and we have to wait till it clears to make sure that it's not stolen
Mm.
or like from criminal whatever. And I'm at the counter and I'm going through that thing. Like, you know, when you feel like fuck, I'm already up here and they think I'm going to buy the guitar. So if I back out now, like, I feel like that's not polite. And like, I ought to just go through with it now. And I'm going to have to wait 2 weeks and come back all the way fuck out here to pick up this guitar. Anyway,
Did you buy
so
it?
I bought it and they put it,
Wait,
so it's on hold still. And Briar's like, Mom, why can't you take your guitar? I was like, there's a criminal hold on it.
Why don't you go in and post a picture and be like, does anyone know who this guitar belongs to? And you could find its
Yeah, did you take a
rightful
picture with
owner.
the
I
guitar?
am not interfering with the police. I feel like they are handling it.
Hmm.
It's also
It's-
not an expensive guitar.
Right. It's probably just a policy too, because
It's
a lot of
Probably just a
bands get.
policy. I just thought it
gear
was more
stolen.
funny to be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
there's a police hold on your guitar. I was like, of course, the one guitar.
What color is it?
It's cute. It's just like a normal wood, and it has like the little circle has like a little embroidery looking thing.
Hmm.
It's a classical guitar, I was told. I know nothing.
I mean,
Okay.
who's stealing kids' guitars anyway?
Actually,
Anyone.
I should get a guitar.
Anyone?
Anyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I should get Briar's
People
guitar.
steal things. They don't
Yeah.
care. Like
They don't
I've had
care.
my kids' freaking diaper bags stolen. They
Well,
don't care.
diapers are valuable. I mean, I feel like that's more legit.
Yeah, when I got frauded and I was like Walmart and we looked it up and it was like bottles, diapers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, have you been robbed
My car got broken into last week.
last
What?
week?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me this
It's the third time it's happened.
in front of your house.
Yeah.
You need to move.
Yeah, but
think
it's
you need to move.
anywhere. I mean, that happened in Granite Bay when we were in like a tiny little precious town. We still you know what
Your
the key
car
is?
got broken in. Was it unlocked?
It might have been unlocked.
See,
Yeah.
I was gonna say her car's always unlocked.
Well, when we lived in South Pasadena, Natalie's car got broken into.
Really?
And our garage got broken into on New
Yeah.
Year's Eve, which
Shady.
I think she
South
maybe
Pass.
just left it open.
Ah,
Mhm.
yeah.
But it was.
See, just like
it-
she's saying, the door was unlocked. Here's a funny story. Well, I don't know if it's funny. Friends of ours,
Wait, have you ever been robbed?
Stupid.
so many times, but not my car.
Oh, that's weird.
Not really. I
Not yet.
lock my car.
Well,
My
you
house?
you get new cars so
Just
often, and
Oh,
people
that's
probably
not-
assume
no,
that
that's
they're like
not
high tech
true,
security.
Rob.
No, it's behind her big gate.
My
That's
big-
why I park on a street like the common folk.
That is true.
I do not
Yeah.
have a big gate.
You've got big gate energy.
All right, as you were.
I don't remember what I was saying.
It was you said, here's something funny. Our friends.
Oh, I don't know if this is funny. Actually, it's kind of ironic. So our friends who a long time ago were going to get engaged, the gentleman left the ring in his car. And like the day before he was supposed to propose or whatever, like it got stolen
That's hilarious.
out of his car. So he had to he was proposing at Disneyland. So he bought a plastic princess ring to propose with. They are now divorced. So
Oh yes, I remember that
Sounds
one.
as bad omen.
is it a sign?
Was it like a family ring too?
No, but it was not cheap.
Not cheap.
Do you think that's a sign?
I wonder, because that brings up signs. Like,
Yeah.
what do you read into? Do you only read into ones that work for you? You know what I mean?
Right. Rob reads
Rob's
into
all
all
about
of them.
signs. I have signs all the time. All the time. They're just like everywhere.
Do not enter.
Do not enter.
Yeah, that's your excuse for not being
You guys,
afraid.
I didn't actually check my teeth.
Caution.
Do I have stuff in my teeth?
Let's see.
Do we want to talk about this? The last
Mm-mm.
couple
Yeah, I
episodes
couldn't
ago,
release a video because I had a huge thing of food in my
the
teeth.
whole interview.
Did you really?
It's the whole interview. Do you know that, right?
I assumed. I just
Yeah.
didn't want to look because it's embarrassing. I
Why
am a
is that
person that tells
embarrassing?
people.
Me
I'm a
too.
person that tells people, like, even if I don't know you that well, I'll be like, yo, you got a booger.
I don't.
Mm.
Booger, I don't know if I'll tell.
So
I
it
might say,
depends.
like, you might want to.
Natalie is really the only one I'll tell if there's
well, yeah,
something.
like you're super. You would
maybe
tell us. No, you would
yeah,
let
maybe.
it hang just because of embarrassment,
Well,
not because
You
you.
would say
no,
something.
I would tell you both too.
100%. You'd be like, you've got shit in your teeth.
Yeah, that's about it though.
Other people, you just let them have it.
Yeah,
Mm. I trust you wouldn't do that to us. I didn't see it. I didn't have my glasses on.
Well, I was on the other side of you.
well, it was and the sun was out.
Shut up. You guys won that round. Okay. You really did in a very powerful way. You were right.
Very powerful way.
You were really right.
Not as
It was
powerful as
very
that woman
resounding.
convincing you to get them in the store.
And then the other guy convincing you to get them again. Have you gotten rid of both of them?
I still wear them both daily.
Hold on.
I
What?
just have to buy new ones.
You have 2 pairs?
You did this
Oh
last
my
time.
God, Rachel, I worry about you.
We've literally talked about the second
same
pair.
exact thing. It's starting to get scary.
No, we didn't.
We talked about the second pair, and you said, "What are you talking about?"
Yes.
And it had been like a half hour since we had talked about it.
I have no.
Costco.
Rachel,
Costco is sounding a little
the
familiar.
guy at
Guy
Costco
Costco.
convinced me after the lady that told me them
No,
spire
I have
convinced
no-
me
Did I engage in this conversation?
I mean, we have it on video, I think.
like 2 or 3 times on video.
Oh my God. I'm worried.
I'm worried.
I'm
I'm not even
worried.
kidding. And then you'll say things to me. You did that to me today. You're like, this person said this. I'm like, that's what I've said to you 300 times in the past 2 days. It's concerning.
Yeah, I think she's broken.
I'm
think-
definitely broken.
Can we return her?
Good thing you don't drink alcohol because you'd have like
be really-
real bad wet brain.
I'd be really broken.
You're just too busy being a mom. That's like
Yeah, I guess.
really your
Fair
full
point.
identity.
Yeah, no, I
And-
do nothing.
Yeah.
How boring is that?
We try and tell you all the time.
Yeah, you've been invited to like
a
a lot of things.
things.
God, you guys.
You don't have to be boring.
I do have a lot of things coming up in 1 week
That's true.
where I'm leaving my house a lot.
And you probably won't for like 6 months after that.
Correct. But there's like a week of like a lot. And I'm like already freaking out. Like, what am I going to do?
Why?
I don't know. I think I have codependency with my daughter.
She's gonna be fine.
I know.
She might
Good for
actually
you.
I know.
she might actually be better for it.
Yeah.
Yes, it will be good for her. We're 2. Yes. Yes, correct. I support it all.
She's actually quite independent. Like she does a lot of play dates. She does a
Oh,
lot
yeah,
of
no,
things.
she's good. It's the sleeping.
Yeah.
That's it. But I relate. I was like that as a kid, you know? You want to be cozy.
Won't she sleep with your mom?
Here, at home.
Sure.
She doesn't like sleeping out.
Right.
Does she get nightmares?
You know what? We, during COVID, started to read Harry Potter. And ever since we started reading that, she started to get nightmares.
Calvin watching it was when he started getting nightmares, the like
Mhm.
spider scene. But he has solved his nightmare
How?
issue.
Wow.
He drew
Oh.
a picture of a face that he keeps next to his bed that protects him.
That's so
That's
And
good.
he's like, since he's told me, like, since I've drawn this, I don't get nightmares anymore.
That's amazing.
And he turns like all the lights off now.
Wow.
That's amazing. And he sleeps on his own?
He sleeps with the dog, but
Aw,
Aw.
that's cute.
which she used to hate sleeping with him, and we have like a lazy boy in his room.
Mhm.
Well, we got rid of it, but it used
What?
to be in there.
Where'd it go?
It went in the garage.
Oh, okay.
But he had a lazy boy in the corner, and she like wouldn't sleep. She'd always just jump off and go on the lazy boy.
Yeah.
But she is now transitioned. I think it got like too cold in there, so now she needs his
Mm.
body heat. So now she'll
Aw.
actually like sit and cuddle.
Probably really helped him.
But yeah, have her draw a face.
Yeah, have her draw a face.
But he came up with that on his own.
Yeah.
That's really
And
interesting.
he's like very proud
He's
of
very
it. And like that
evolved.
he just like somehow this face
I'm impressed.
stops his nightmares.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, she has it in her head, certain places or beds will give her nightmare. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, he would say he has nightmares like every night. That's what he used to tell us.
But would he wake up and get you?
He stopped because we weren't thrilled by a
How do you
2 a.m.
stop? We all sleep in one bed.
Well, yeah, that's
All 4 of you are in the bed now?
Yes.
I know you would like take turns and be in different beds.
There's always turns, but for the most part, we all end up
In
in
your
one
bed.
bed. 4 people and
Not on
a
the
dog.
twin bed, I hope.
I mean, we just have a rule
No.
that like dog's not in our bed, Calvin's not allowed in our bed.
Yeah, but I get the concept of a rule.
We
I
just
don't
don't roll
understand
like
how
that.
to implement it.
Yeah. I mean, it was
I
was
truly
like-
don't understand how you do it.
it was just a
Yeah.
routine that we developed immediately. Like
Right. You have to, if you start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Right.
like Calvin and Vincent still have the same routines like they
Yeah.
had since they were born.
Yeah, I fucked up.
I fucked up.
Well, no, I have the same routine. It just involves
This
Briar
your
in my bed.
Yeah. So now that's going to be a very hard habit to break.
Yeah, I know. But she's excited. Like, we're redoing her room. And, there's things you can do. And I'll probably be sleeping on one of her bunks for the
They
first
say to
few
make
nights.
a book, like where they go through it and they draw the pictures and you write it out like Briar sleeping in her own room, that kind of thing.
Well, I was thinking of like doing a chart, and each night she does it. You put like a sticker, and then when you get to a certain point, then there's a reward.
We did that when he was waking up in the middle of the night.
Right.
It was like every
You
10
did a chart?
Every 10 nights you got a star. You could pick out a toy.
Yeah.
Bought like a box of
Just
Hot
like a
Wheels.
positive incentive to like.
Yeah.
do
And
it.
then it was too often that became every once a month. After you get 30 stars, you get a Hot Wheel car.
Shepard wouldn't understand that.
Don't say that. You don't know.
Oh,
You got to find something he likes enough.
He gets it.
You think he would get that?
Yeah, because the more you do it, and he'll see what you're doing each day, and when he gets to a certain spot, something's going to happen. He
it's like
totally is
visual.
going to understand
I
that.
think it's my problem because I like to listen to him breathe.
Yeah, you don't want to sleep without him.
Sounds like your problem.
No, but because he has breathing issues, like if he gets a cold or whatever, I'm like,
He doesn't have a cold every day, though, Olivia.
I think he has a cold every day. I'm not kidding. I think he has a cold every day. And I
what's your
feel unsafe.
Your fear is that he's just going to
Have like an asthma attack or something and need to go to the hospital and I'm not going to be there to hear it. And then.
You're not always going to be able to be there, though.
Well, someone will.
Yeah. He's never going to sleep in
I know. I need to get him in his own bed. We went away, a few days ago and we left him with my brother and his grandpa. And they had to call my mom into the situation to come and stay.
Oh, you didn't tell me this.
Yeah. The boys wouldn't sleep in the bed with my brother or their grandpa.
They needed CC.
They needed a mommy.
But they slept with CC.
Yeah. Easy.
Yeah.
Are they
like right on top of her?
Are they good at sharing the bed? Because that's the other thing with Calvin is he will sleep sideways. So it was like, this isn't an option. I'm not going to sleep if you're in here.
I'm getting kicked in the head.
Oh, all the time.
And then they flip it's awful. I'm tired, you guys.
Well,
can we stop talking?
This is not good for anyone.
No, it's not. Something needs to be done. I think I need like an intervention. I think we both do.
Yeah. Yes.
This is your intervention.
It's time for you to sing this song.
Which one?
Your song.
What's my song? What's my intervention song?
Hi.
Oh, it's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. At tea time, everybody agrees. I wanted that pillow. You didn't get it for me. That's all I wanted for my birthday.
What?
The pillow that's embroidered that says it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. The Taylor Swift pillow. It's not a real Taylor Swift pillow. Somebody embroidered a Taylor Swift pillow with those lyrics, and I thought I needed it.
There's always Christmas.
I just felt like it was a necessity because it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Rob has fancy socks on.
This is the kind of socks I always wear.
You always wear fancy socks. You know what? I know sock stores. Now I know what to get you.
They gotta be like thin though.
I know.
Okay.
I see what you're wearing.
All right.
You're not wearing thick athletic socks.
I'm fairly particular about my socks.
Do you wear those with
Not
tennis
surprising.
shoes?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. No, because Jeff, I got him a new pair of tennis shoes and he was like, do I wear these socks or these socks? And I got him fun, cute little socks with like mushrooms on them and like all these kind of characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wear these. But I thought you can't wear normal dressish socks.
Thin
with
socks.
No,
tennis shoes.
the real thing is pants or shorts.
Huh?
If you're wearing pants or shorts, it's like
Sock
technically
etiquette
I'm
is with
not
pants or
supposed to
shorts.
wear these kind of socks with shorts because they're too tall.
But you can wear them with tennis shoes.
I wear them with shorts too, but
Oh.
shoes
Rob
don't
doesn't
matter.
care.
Yeah,
Rob don't give up.
yeah, but yeah, you can wear those with any type of
Do
shoes.
you wear shorts?
Nope. Not
Yeah, so
really.
what are you talking about? You're like, I wear these with shorts on the one time I wore shorts to play soccer, softball, or whatever.
He plays softball.
Oh, I do wear shorts to play softball.
Do you
Yeah.
wear those?
No, he has
socks,
softball
or do you
socks.
wear
softball socks.
Softball
See?
socks,
Yeah.
Olivia.
Yeah.
Hello.
Nice.
Do you play a song when you go up to bat?
I do have album that I play on my way to every game.
To pump you up?
It's not a pump up. It's more of like a superstition thing. I mean, it is like a semi-higher energy.
Okay, one song on it. Give us an example.
It's this band Circa Survive.
Oh, it's just an album from a certain band.
Yeah.
And it's like superstitious?
Superstitious, yeah.
Do you win every game?
We win a lot of games. We went undefeated last season, so.
But
this has been going for like a year and a half.
That album.
But it also like ruins my Spotify Wrapped at the end of the year.
Spotify what?
Wrapped, where they like recap your year because it's always that, which is fine.
I was going to say, do you really care about
It's not an indicator of what I'm like actually listening to.
Mine is Lyle Crocodile.
Yeah, I know.
And so,
but I don't let the boys use my Spotify so that it doesn't mess that up.
They have their own Spotify?
They have their own Spotify.
Yeah. I'll see, at least Briar's like into Taylor Swift's, like that's all we're listening to right now, but at least, I like it.
Have you tried Woody Woodpecker?
But it's building your algorithm. You're fucking with your algorithm.
I don't care. I would listen to Taylor anyway.
Well, yeah, but if you want to like find other music that
you know what we should do?
Though,
you know what we
because
should do?
The music I listen to, it doesn't mess with that. Like I don't get
it does a little
songs.
Bit. It does.
Does
Lou,
it?
we should take Rob's phone.
Yeah.
And just put country music. And so by the end of the year, it's all just country.
I'm going to send you a playlist. Yeah.
He won't listen to it.
Will you not even try?
No, I'll listen to it. We'll listen to like 15 seconds.
You know Rob, though.
Yeah, but I know, but do you like lyrics?
Do I like lyrics?
I don't think you're going to get Rob with country lyrics.
Yeah, I don't
think that's going to be the hook for Rob.
I mean, I like lyrics, yes.
But he's not going to be like,
it's an important part of whether a song is good or not.
Because there's some country artists that I believe you would like. That you'd be like, this is actually really good music.
I have said this, and I'm going to say it here. I have never liked country music, okay?
Me too.
I've never been I'm always like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
That's how I was.
There are a few songs over the years I'm like, okay, I can get into this. There's this one artist and his new album I have been listening to, Zach Bryan, correct?
Correct.
I really like the album.
Because it's an amazing album.
No, it's like
a really
his
good
voice,
album.
I know we're just
whatever you guys like.
Well, I'm telling you because I'm like you, and so if I can say that, like I'm putting his music on. It's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, there's like older Kings of Leon feels a little more like country to me.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but
which that I can fuck with that. That's fine.
That's what
I found the article by the way.
Like.
I found the article and sent it to you, Rachel.
You did?
God, yes.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Well, we need to tell people what you're referring to as well. There's a song called My Party, I think.
Yeah.
And Because of the Times, which is a great album.
Yeah.
That's written about Rachel.
Well, let's not say it's written about. I mean, there was something that happened that inspired that she was at my party and it was me. I'm the she that was at a party.
It's a good song too.
It's me.
Hi.
I'm the she. It's me.
Oh boy.
I hated country music. Hated. I was like, never. Not going to happen. Then once I got converted, when we went to Nashville this past whenever, I literally went to Jeff, thank you for changing my perspective because I'm so in love with so much of the music that I feel really grateful that he opened my mind to it.
You think that at 35, with as much as like music is an identity to me, that I'm going to be converted?
I don't think you'll be. I'm still not officially converted. I'm not. Right. But I think you would appreciate like Zach Bryan, like some of his songs. I think you would appreciate a lover of music, 100% for sure appreciate.
I think you'd be like, this is good.
I don't think you're going to be like, Tim McGraw, coming. Let's go, guys. To the, I don't see that for you.
Yeah.
But maybe.
I can say with
Garth Brooks, Rob's going to be like, guys.
No, my mom and sister love country music.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Oh,
so I know.
Anna, tell us.
But like pop, but like pop country.
What do you consider pop country?
I mean,
I love all that stuff too. I'm not going to lie. I love it all. But
the trailer, I think. What's the trailer? I think
What?
You think my tractor's sexy? What's that song?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah. All the stuff.
Yeah.
There's pop country.
You mean
is
like Jesus Take the Wheel? Like, is that
No.
pop
She
country?
No.
thinks my tractor's sexy, I think is one.
Yeah.
The like
I think a
party
tractor's
drinking
Yeah.
country
Hold
songs are
on.
not for me.
But that whole like, I
That's
think
a whole different type of country
Sure,
music.
I know
which
that.
I'm into too. Like,
Yeah.
I like my chicken fried. Like that kind of,
Casper is the one that
cold beer on
That song, yeah.
Friday night.
I don't know
Yeah,
that
not
song,
for me.
but
Not for me.
no, but
that I wouldn't push on you.
Mhm.
I wouldn't even fuck with that on you.
I mean, you're
know?
thinking more just like Southern folk, which
Yeah.
I like
you
Southern
would like
folk.
yes.
Yeah.
I like a cowboy.
Oh,
You sure do.
Oh.
No, but like when you no, I don't mean like
She's like, I like a cowboy.
I don't mean like
Is there a specific cowboy you're thinking of?
that's not what I was saying.
We know you like cowboys.
Yeah,
Cowboys.
boys. Sorry. What did I say? I like a cowboy?
Yeah.
You
Well,
like?
yeah,
well,
like
you
I
were
like
saying
a
I like a cowboy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a specific
Not
cowboy.
like a
you're
specific cowboy, but like I like a cowboy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like a cowboy.
Okay.
Okay. Like when you say I think his tractor's sexy, I'm like, tractor is sexy.
Sure, but I'm not going to be listening to a
I would
song.
never
You're not gonna be
try to
singing
get you
it?
to
Yeah, okay.
listen to that ever.
Yeah.
I
Ever.
am.
But what I would try and get you to listen to, I do think that you would have an appreciation for. Just
I'm-
saying.
Very curious to how this is going to go.
Okay, cool. I'm making a playlist for you called Converting You.
But you have to really know, it. Yeah.
I know what songs.
Like you
he's
wouldn't
gonna-
put colder weather on there.
Colder Weather is a genius.
I know, but
fucking
I'm talking.
song.
That's what I'm saying. Is
I
I'm
don't
talking
think
about
he'd
Rob.
be mad at that. I don't think he'd be mad at Colder Weather.
You don't?
No.
That's the first song she sent me and trying to convert me like 6 years ago.
I think you have good taste. So I think that you would have an understanding of like, okay, I get that.
Mhm.
That's not, I like my chicken fried. However, I did have fried
But
chicken.
you do like your
that
chicken
you
fried.
sent me, and it was so good.
I sent her to my favorite place in
Oh my
Nashville.
God, that was so fun.
Where was it?
It was called, what is it called?
Monell's.
Monell's, but we didn't know
You
what
know
we were
Monell's?
getting into.
What?
She's like, go to Monell's every day, like stalking me.
I was
Did you
stalking
go?
her.
Did you go? So we walk in and there's like, it's like this old little like house basically with these two long tables and they're crowded with a bunch of people. And they're like, those two seats. And I'm like looking, like trying to see where the seats are, and they're like, those ones. I'm like, with those people?
Wait, do you not know what a communal table is?
I know what a communal table is.
She
but
didn't
this
know
was
that's what
different.
it was.
I didn't
told
know what
her.
it was. This isn't a communal
I don't think I
table.
said communal table. I said family style.
Yeah, so I thought family style means like you order a bunch of dishes and you
No,
share.
the communal table is where you like sit next to someone you
Yeah.
don't know.
Yes.
This is different. You sit next to someone you don't know and you share the meals with them.
Oh, well, that's a little weird.
It was
No.
unbelievable. I sat
my
down and they're like,
favorite
I was like,
place
what the heck is
in-
happening?
That does not check out with you.
Well, they were very surprised that I was adamant
I was
to
very
go
there's
there.
no way you would be like spraying hand sanitizer on people before
No,
they touch food.
That is my favorite place.
You literally share, like we sat down and they're like, here's cornbread, here's biscuits. Like I'm getting up, putting the chicken on the kids' plates. They're not even my kids. And I'm just like,
It's fucking
what is
amazing.
happening?
We went
it's
so
really
many
cute.
times when we lived there. Like we could walk there from the apartment we were in, and it was the greatest thing in the world. That is my one place.
And they had a placard on that I didn't realize going in. It was like, come as strangers, leave as friends.
As friends, yeah.
And then I was like, oh, that's exactly what happened. Like as we left, we're like,
no,
bye,
it's
Barb.
the best. Family
know?
would come visit. We went there.
How long did you live in Nashville?
Well, like I worked there, so we were there on and off for like probably 5 or 6 months.
Wait, how long were you on that show?
I feel like I did an arc of 6 episodes, but I could be wrong.
Is this
But I think
Nashville
so.
or this is
Yeah.
part of Dixon?
You were on
Nashville.
it that long?
I'd have to double check that, but like I feel like I was on it for. I'm probably wrong.
I
Maybe
need
it
to
was
look
3.
this up.
Maybe it was 3.
I used to go to Nashville as a kid all the time.
As a kid,
My grandparents lived just outside of Nashville.
Where?
we'd-
Franklin.
Winchester.
Oh, okay.
They're like a small little
Yeah.
golf town. And we would stay like at the Opryland, right next
Yeah,
to
the Opryland.
Hotel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you
we-
go into
we
the?
w-
Did you go into the
we went
hotel?
and saw a show at
No,
the
but did you
Grand
go to
Ole
the
Opry.
Opryland
And go on
Hotel?
like the boat.
Yeah, there's a boat in the
goes around the
hotel.
No.
It's a thing. You can go with the boys.
It's cool. It's fun.
The Grand Ole Opry, did you ever see a show there?
You know that's not the
No.
original, though.
What?
That's not the original Grand Ole Opry.
What do you mean?
They moved it and built this big thing in
Oh, okay.
Opryland and everything. It's not the original.
Right, but it's still
But it's the Grand Ole Opry, but
Yeah.
it's not the original building where it originated.
longest running live musical show in the history of the world.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
The Ryman is what's still
95
original,
years.
right? The
That
Ryman.
can't be the long.
How long?
95 years.
Wow.
They just
consecutively
got, like,
running.
I know, a
consecutively
100-year-old
running.
granny who's
Yeah.
been singing the same tune.
So we walked into the Grand Ole Opry and it's just sea of white hair, right? It's just like the whole
Does
place.
Jeff fit in?
The whole place. Shut up. The whole place. Senior citizen. We sit down.
You brought your dad?
We had the best. My dad in heaven.
Yeah, Rob.
I was making a joke about Jeff being older.
Oh,
He's
You
not.
brought your dad.
Jeff is a handsome man.
I know he is, but
Any Huelhauser. I had the best time. And when we were done, I was like, this is my scene. Like, this is how I want to watch a concert from here on out, in a cushioned seat with all old people sitting down
my
and just
God.
clapping.
very strong smell of perfume.
I'm telling you, I was all in.
Is
get
this
it.
where your love of country music came from, this trip?
No, I had
No.
it since I started dating Jeff. He would
Okay.
listen to country music and I would be like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. It's just not my scene. And then as time went on, I'd be like, oh, I like that song. Oh, I like that one.
I mean, I listened to Shania Twain a lot in high school. It doesn't count, though, I guess.
I'm
I can see
going
that
out
for you.
tonight. Go for
Yeah.
it.
Whose bed have your boots been under? Whose heart did you steal? I wonder. This time it's gonna feel like thunder, baby.
Oh, wait. Do you like bluegrass?
No.
They did this bluegrass band at the Opry, and it was like they did a cover of Creep. And
Like banjo?
yep,
I love
all
a
of it.
banjo.
It was like a 5-piece freaking
Uh-huh.
bluegrass band, and they did Creep by Radiohead and like 3 other covers. And I think they were like the Cleverleys or something. It was so much fun.
Sounds fun.
No. You know what, Rob?
Hmm.
You should watch a little show I like to call
Heart
Heart
of
of
Dixie.
Dixie. Okay, well,
That's all, folks.
Yeah.
that's all,
That is
folks.
it.
I hope I didn't have stuff in my teeth. I've been concerned this whole time.
Mm,
Like on this side.
yeah, a little bit.
Okay, bye.